is likely to be completed by this afternoon. The ANC has been leading the tally in most voting districts in the province. The DA and EFF are fighting for second spot. Let's get more on this now. And our reporter Tshifhiwa Mbedzi is live for us at the IEC Results Centre there. Tshifhiwa, thank you very much indeed for your time. What's the latest?
Thank you, Blaine. We're still here at the IEC in Limpopo, and the counting of the results is continuing. But I must say that the hall is almost empty today. I don't know whether it's because maybe some party agents have just decided to accept defeat following the recent results, or the results that have been pouring in. But however, with me to look at the state of the results so far in the Limpopo legislature, I'll be joined by Jacques Mal from the Democratic Alliance, and also Mr. Eric Muhlapamaswi from COPE. Thank you, Mr. Small. And would just like to know how are you feeling with the outcome so far, looking at the numbers and the position of the DA in the Limpopo legislature?
Look, I think we were squeezed by the Freedom Front right at the end. We lost some of our support to them, at least 1% basic points. We will probably end up around about between 5.3 and 5.6%, which will give us the indication that we might hold on to our seat allocation within the Limpopo legislation of 3. I don't expect changes within the Limpopo legislature. I think the ANC is going to lose one seat in the legislature to the EFF, and the seat of COPE will be returned to most probably the Freedom Front in this given stage. But there's still a lot of votes that needs to come in, but those are my predictions at this given stage.
And would you say that you are content with the three seats, that the DA has within the legislature?
Look, I think that we will next week. We'll definitely go back to the drawing board, but it's at this given stage, the Freedom Front is going to take that last seat, and the Democratic Alliance will hold on to its support base. But what it has affirmed is now a solid base, and we can work from a solid base into building a one South Africa for all, which we would like to do. We would like to be known as a party that stands up for all South Africans, not too far to the left or other too far to the right. And we are focused in building a South Africa where the majority of the people has got a safe environment to operate in.
Thank you, Mr. Small. That was Jacques Small of the Democratic Alliance. I will now be joined by Mr. Eric Muhlapamaswi from COPE, where we're also going to hear his views concerning the latest. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
What does this mean for COPE in the Limpopo legislature?
It means, therefore, that we're struggling with making inroads currently, as the votes are still trickling in. But what I can tell you is that we are still having hope that some of the votes that will be coming will at least give us a boost and make sure that we go to the legislature. But as it is now, it looks like it's a very huge mountain to climb, but we do accept that there are some challenges. Some of the challenges that are faced, it's the voter turnout. It is approximately, as allegations are made, we have 2.6 people who are registered voters, but only around 1.3 people who voted. So it means there's a lot of voter apathy of approximately 1.3 again.
So at this point, you haven't completely, we can't say you have accepted defeat as of now.
Defeat is something else. What we'll do is that, we are social democrats. And for that matter, we want to say, if the democracy is maturing, we need to accept that there are some people who chose to put the party that they put in the legislature. So we will have to go to the drawing board and make sure that, if we don't get that set, we'll go back to the drawing board and make sure that, we strategize in order to make sure that we come back in 2022, the local government, so that we can be able to make sure that we reposition ourselves in making sure that, COPE is well heard. And that our target will basically be those people who are now saying they are no longer going to vote, because it's a huge number of people who are who chose not to vote.
Well, it's clear enough, and that is the COPE representative, Mr. Eric Mohlapamasu, here in Limpopo. Well, things are not looking too good on their side, but as he said that they'll continue to go back to the drawing board, and also the DA stating that they will maintain whatever amount of seats, 3 seats that they have, and then, but hopefully they could have been hoping for better results. But as it is now, it still stands that the African National Congress is leading, followed by the Economic Freedom Fighters, followed by the Democratic Alliance, then Freedom Front Plus. While the IEC officials indicated that they're still continuing with the capturing process, and then they estimate that at least by midday today they should have completed. We shall update you with further updates. Thank you.
Tshifhiwa Mbedzi, thank you very much indeed for your reporting. Folks, as you can see, we're crisscrossing the country.